If you've ever felt like you're not enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough, from the wrong family, what I am about to share will change everything. He was 3 steps away from his father's lap when the hand slammed into his chest. The words that followed, "You came from the wrong womb." He was 5 years old. His father said nothing. But what this child did next turned rejection into something so powerful that death itself had to kneel before him. This is the story of Prince Dhruva. The room gleamed with gold and silk. But 5-year-old Prince Dhruva saw only one thing. His father, King Uttanapada, sat on the royal throne. His other son, Dhruva's half-brother Uttama, nestled comfortably in his lap. Dhruva had watched this scene 100 times from the shadows. But that day, something broke inside him. He couldn't bear the distance anymore. He took one step forward. His heart thundered with hope so pure it hurt. Second step. Third step. He never made it to the fourth. The hand slammed into his chest, violent, shocking, stopping him like he'd walked into a wall. His stepmother Suruchi stood before him, beautiful as a knife's edge. "How dare you?" Her voice cut through the room like a whip. "You think you're worthy of sitting in the king's lap? That honor belongs to my son. You were born from the wrong womb, you little mistake." King Uttanapada sat there, frozen, trapped by his own weakness, his love for Suruchi strangling his duty as a father. He said nothing, did nothing. But something unexpected happened in that silence. Instead of crumbling, 5-year-old Dhruva felt something ignite in his chest, a fire that would burn for 6 months and shake the foundations of the universe itself. Suruchi leaned down, her smile venomous. "If you want such honor, go pray to your Supreme Lord Vishnu. Maybe he'll grant you the privilege of being reborn from my womb instead." She thought she was delivering a death blow to his spirit. She was actually lighting a fuse that would detonate across the cosmos. Dhruva ran. Through corridors, past guards, to the only place that had ever felt safe. His mother's chambers. He collapsed into Suniti's arms, his small body shaking. She said I wasn't worthy, that I came from the wrong womb, and father said nothing. Every maternal instinct in Suniti screamed to protect her son, to march into that throne room, to make Suruchi answer for those poisoned words. But she saw something his pain could not. This wound could destroy her child, or awaken something extraordinary in him. Instead of fighting his battle, she gave him something far more powerful. Wisdom. She knelt, took her son's tear-stained face in her hands, looked directly into his eyes. "My darling, do not let hatred poison your beautiful heart." She wiped his tears, but if her words have pierced you like poisoned arrows that won't stop burning, then take her advice. Dhruva's eyes widened. Take refuge in the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Your own grandfather, Swayambhuva Manu, attained unimaginable glory by worshipping his lotus feet. Go, my son, fix your mind on him alone. The transformation was instantaneous. Dhruva's tears stopped midstream. His spine straightened. A resolve so unshakable, it seemed carved from diamond, settled into his 5-year-old heart. No more crying, no more weakness. He stood up, walked to the chamber door, looked back at his mother once, gratitude and determination burning in his eyes. Then he walked out of the palace, alone, 5 years old, heading into the forest. Absolutely unstoppable. In the Madhuvana forest, among trees that had witnessed centuries, a radiant figure appeared. The celestial sage Narada, traveler between worlds, advisor to gods, witness to cosmic cycles. He'd seen emperors rise and fall, watched civilizations bloom and crumble, counseled beings who'd lived for thousands of years. But he had never seen determination like this in someone so small. "My child," Narada's voice carried infinite compassion. "Why are you here? You are just a boy. Go home, play with toys, eat sweets. Let adults worry about adult matters." 5-year-old Dhruv looked up at this being of light. His voice didn't waver. "No, my heart has been pierced by poisoned arrows of harsh words. I will find no rest until I heal this wound. I am a Kshatriya, and I desire a position higher than my forefathers, the highest position in all 3 worlds." Silence. Narada was stunned. This wasn't a childish tantrum. This was a spiritual resolve that most adults never achieved in their entire lifetimes. The test was over. The boy had passed. Narada's expression shifted from concern to reverence. Very well. I will give you the sacred 12-syllable mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
He placed his hand on Dhruva's head.
Chant this while meditating on the Lord's form. But know this, dear child, the path will demand everything you have and more than you think you can give. Dhruv's eyes blazed. I understand. He didn't. Not really. But he would.
What happened next had never been attempted by anyone so young. Month 1. Dhruva ate wild fruits and berries once every 3 days. The rest of the time, he stood still, chanting from sunrise to sunset. Month 2. Only dry leaves and grass, once every 6 days. His small body began to thin, but his voice never faltered. Month 3. Only water, once every 9 days. His legs trembled, but refused to give out. Month 4. He transcended physical need entirely. He survived on air alone, breathing once every 12 days, standing on one leg like a statue carved from will itself. The forest animals gathered around him, sensing something sacred. Month 5. Something impossible happened. Dhruva stopped breathing entirely. His consciousness, that 5-year-old awareness, merged completely with the universal soul, and the universe choked. In the celestial realms, gods gasped like fish drowning in air. On earth, every living being suddenly couldn't draw breath. Birds fell from the sky. Animals collapsed mid-stride. The 5-year-old had literally pressed his thumb on the cosmic main artery. Terrified devas rushed to Lord Vishnu's eternal abode. O Lord, the cosmos is suffocating. All creation struggles to breathe.
The Supreme Lord smiled. That knowing smile that contained entire universes. This is the boy Dhruv. His tapasya, his spiritual austerity, is so intense, his consciousness has merged completely with mine. When he stops breathing, creation stops breathing. The gods stared in disbelief. A 5-year-old child has done what ascetics fail to achieve in 10,000 years. The Lord rose. I must go to him, not because he needs me, because the universe needs him to breathe again. Dhruva opened his eyes, or rather, something opened them for him, because Dhruva didn't exist anymore. There was only awareness, merged with infinity, and standing before him, more beautiful than anything existence could imagine, the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Dark as a monsoon cloud, 4 arms holding conch, discus, club, lotus. A smile that could heal all wounds that had ever been inflicted. The same Lord Dhruva had been seeing within for 6 months, now standing before him. Dhruva wanted to sing praises, wanted to express what his heart was screaming. But he was 5 years old. He didn't have the words. The Lord saw this struggle. With infinite tenderness, he reached down and touched Dhruva with his divine conch. Lightning. Sacred knowledge poured directly into the child's consciousness like a dam breaking. Suddenly, Dhruva spoke, not as a child, but as a realized sage. O Lord, I came to you seeking broken glass, a throne, recognition, my father's lap, but you've given me the most priceless diamond, yourself. The Lord spoke. You will rule your kingdom with perfect righteousness. After 36,000 years, you will come to my eternal abode, and even after this universe dissolves, your position will remain. Dhruvaloka, the pole star, around which all creation revolves. A 5-year-old rejected from his father's lap would become the axis around which the entire cosmos spun, forever. 36,000 years later, Dhruva had ruled with such wisdom and justice that his kingdom had become paradise on earth. Now, at the end of a perfect life, death arrived.
A celestial chariot descended, the kind reserved for the greatest souls. Dhruva prepared to board. Death itself manifested bowing low, and Dhruva, the boy once told he wasn't worthy of a lap, placed his foot on Death's head and used it as a footstool to climb into the chariot. The ultimate reversal. The universe watched in awe as the pole star received the soul it was always meant to hold. That was Dhruva's story. But here's what we miss in our rush to the miracle. Dhruva didn't start seeking God realization. He started with one thing, transforming the pain of rejection. Just one specific wound, one burning question. Am I worthy? That single-pointed focus became his doorway to cosmic consciousness. You're not going to become the pole star, but you can use Dhruva's method on one aspect of your modern life. And here's what modern psychology has discovered about this exact process. Dr. Richard Tedeschi, psychologist at the University of North Carolina, coined the term post-traumatic growth. His research shows the deepest wounds, when properly processed, create the highest personal development, including spiritual awakening. That's Dhruva's path. Despite the rejection, he achieved enlightenment. Rejection was his fuel. Dr. Carol Dweck at Stanford, in her book Mindset, studied responses to rejection. Those with a growth mindset don't just recover, they transform. The same rejection that destroys one person launches another into greatness. Dhruva had the ultimate growth mindset at 5. Wrong womb? I'll transcend the need for any womb. Not worthy of a lap? I'll make the cosmos itself my throne. In the movie Gully Boy, Murad hears, Naukar ka beta naukar hi banega. A servant's son becomes a servant. That's his wrong womb moment. He transforms one thing, his pain, into rap. His voice becomes art. When he's fully in flow, that's meditation. That's karma yoga. Apna time aayega. He thinks he's talking about success. He's prophesying his awakening. Dhruva wanted his father's lap, ended up in God's lap. Murad wanted respect, found his truth. That became his power. Another example, the movie 12th Fail. Manoj Kumar Sharma fails his exam. Poor village background, no connections. He transforms one rejection, studies while pulling rickshaws under streetlights with borrowed books. That is tapasya. He doesn't call it spiritual, but that's what it is. When he becomes IPS, watch his eyes. That's not just success. That's someone who discovered impossible is just an opinion. And he doesn't stop at personal victory. He serves others rejected like him. The pattern is clear. None set out to seek enlightenment. They transformed one specific pain with complete commitment. The spiritual awakening happened accidentally. Here's what Damon Cart, an expert self-concept NLP coach, discovered. Limiting beliefs aren't truths, they're linguistic structures. I am not worthy is a sentence, not a fact. I always fail is a pattern you're repeating, not destiny. Dhruva heard wrong womb means not worthy. He challenged the structure. Worthy according to whom? Her opinion or God's truth? That single reframe changed everything. When you question the language of your beliefs, you don't fight them, you dismantle them. Here's the practice. Step 1. Identify your one limiting belief and challenge it. Day 1. What's your wrong womb story? Write the limiting belief in one sentence. Then attack it with these questions. I always fail? Always? Every single time? What about when you succeeded? I can't do this? What would happen if you could? What stops you specifically? I am a failure. You failed at what specifically? When and how does that make you a failure forever? They think I am not good enough. How specifically do you know what they think? Did they say those exact words? Because I am from a financially poor background, I can't achieve the goal of studying medicine or engineering. How does one prevent the other exactly? Who has succeeded despite this? This breaks the structure. The belief starts cracking immediately. Your reframe, write 3 alternative meanings. Pick one that empowers. This is what Suniti did for Dhruva. She didn't let him accept Suruchi's definition of worthy. She gave him a new frame. Worthy is defined by the Supreme, not by her. Step 2. The 7-day rewire. Each day 3 5-minute practices. Morning, sit with the pen. Then ask, what else could this mean? Find one empowering reframe. Midday, take one micro action towards that reframe. Write, call, research, build. Action installs new identity. Evening, visualize your future self who no longer holds this belief. Ask, what do you know now that I don't? Write the answer. Step 3. the seventh day action. Here's where most transformational work fails. You try to take action while still holding the old identity. You can't become unstoppable while believing you're stoppable. Dhruva didn't act like a rejected child trying to prove himself. He acted like a future king doing what future kings do. Identity shift first, action second. So before your bold action, ask one question. If I no longer believe this, what would I do today? Then do that thing as that person. Not because you're ready, because ready is a choice, not a feeling. Send the application, share the art, have the conversation, make the call. Not to prove the old belief wrong, but because the new belief is already true. You are just catching up to it.
This isn't just ancient wisdom. Modern science proves the mechanism. Dr. Joe Dispenza's research, you can't create a new future while emotionally living in the past. NLP shows beliefs are language structures. Change the structure, change the reality. Dhruva's proof, one reframe created a pole star. Transform your limiting belief with this precision and you don't just achieve goals. You become unstoppable. Right now, someone watching this is 3 steps away from their dream. And someone just slammed a hand into your chest. This is for you. Comment below, what's your one thing, the rejection you're ready to transform? I genuinely want to know. Your commitment makes this real. Subscribe not for more content, but to join others, turning wounds into wisdom. And if you want to go deeper, check out Bhagavatam Light, Riding the Waves of Timeless Wisdom, Volume 1. Links in the description. But first, take your first step out of the palace. Your pole star is waiting.